Hi guys, thanks very much for watching my videos. The Great Apostate, I hope you're doing well. I want to talk today about the tragic death of Prince and what it means to me. I was a big Prince fan, but my channel is not about Prince, it's not about music, it's about the Jehovah's Witnesses and about what a cult they are and how nonsense they are. So I'm going to really talk about it from that perspective, because anyone who knows a great deal about Prince will know that he was a Jehovah's Witness. It's a crazy cult. It's a terrible religion to be in. But, you know, when you've got $800 million, it's probably not quite as bad as all that. I was brought up in the Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're a high control organization. You're not allowed to think for yourself. You're not allowed to read what you want. You're not allowed to watch what you want, listen. You just have to do as you're told. And one thing my parents were lousy at was in monitoring what we listened to, what we read, stuff like that. So I'm really grateful for that, because it's what eventually led me out of the Witnesses. I remember as a kid, because my big brother, 4 years older than me, and I remember that one time he came home with a copy of Purple Rain on cassette. Now, I loved Purple Rain, and I'm still a big fan of Prince even to this day. I mean, I was a fan of Prince even past Sign of the Times. I was a fan of Prince even when he had the new Power generation. I gave up on him towards the end when his lyrics started to be really bland and crummy, and that was mostly because he was trying to appease the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I didn't like that. But just to give you an example of what a Prince fan I am. Random song, Sign of the Times, right? In France, a skinny man died of a big disease with a little name. By chance, his girlfriend came across a needle and soon she did the same. At home, there are 17-year-old boys and their idea of fun is being in a gang called the Disciples, high on crack and toting a machine gun. Time. That's me playing my air guitar. Okay. My point is, I know my Prince, okay? I'm a fan of him, right? And but even when that Prince song came out, that was really when I was starting to think, ooh, has someone been giving him the Watchtower Awake? He did a song called Sign of the Times. But I was okay with that, you know? I was like, that's okay. You still made it good, Prince. But he did such awesome stuff in his time. And my brother, he brought this album, Purple Rain, home, right? And I'd never even really listened to much music before. I think I'd listened to Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen, and I think he's a real generic rocker. I'm not a big fan of Bruce Springsteen. You have to go to Ted Nugent to find less interesting people than him, but that's okay, because Prince came along and he just grabbed you by the head and he just threw his funk in your face. That's right, he threw his funk at you. And you know, as a Jehovah's Witness kid, you know, when you're trying not to say shit or damn, you know, because that's just terrible, you'd be the worst. And then Prince is like throwing out Darling Nikki, you know. And if anyone doesn't know what Darling Nikki, the lyrics are, I knew a girl named Nikki, I guess you could say she was a sex fiend, met her in a hotel lobby masturbating to a magazine. And you know, as this closeted Jehovah's Witness kid, I'm sitting going, oh my god, sounds interesting. As I say, my parents were terrible at keeping this kind of stuff out of the house. I remember at one point I was sort of alternating between doing the, what do you call it, the Live Forever in Paradise book, studying, and a copy of The Story of O I'd got at a second-hand bookshop. And I remember reading The Story of O and thinking, yeah, let's make that happen. It's true. But I did. Back to Prince. I loved Prince, right? He was like a tiny little horny butterfly, right? And I didn't know that in the years to come, his wings were going to be cruelly clipped. They were. Now, I've actually got a few things here, and I want to show you. I'm going to read these to you, because I think they're fun. Prince's dirtiest lyrics. Now, I've already read you Darling Nikki, okay? But there's so many more. He did so much good stuff. Sexuality. You don't need no money. You don't need no clothes. The second coming, baby. Anything goes. How about Do Me, Baby? Take me, baby. Kiss me all over. Play with my love. Where's that? It's moving. Bring out what's been in me for far too long. You don't have to, okay, jack you off. If you're tired of the masturbator, come over to my neighborhood. We can jump in the sack and I'll jack you off. I love it. Now, compare that to the music that I was listening to when I wasn't listening to Prince. Keep your eyes on the prize. Or, men make gods of wood and stone, but the true God they've not known. He is the God of true prophecy. What he foretells comes to be. But then I thought to myself, wouldn't it have been better if Prince had been allowed to make the music? Can you imagine it? He could have wrung songs. It could have been something like this. It could have been, let me think. Find a Kingdom Hall melody that's good. Oh yes, The Gifts of God. Oh, what about that children one that came out? Oh, no, here's a better one. When tears belong to yesterday, when something has gone away. And then you could add to it, my temperature's running hot. Baby, you got to stop. 'Cause if you don't, I'm going to explode. And girl, I got a lot. Or how about, what's another good Kingdom melody? There was so many shitty Kingdom melodies. You keep your eyes on the prize. My dad always used to sing, keep your eyes on your fries, and made us giggle. But how about keep your eyes on the prize? Look here, Marcia, I'm not saying this to be nasty. I sincerely want to fuck the taste out of your mouth. Oh, Prince, you did so much beautiful lyrics. But the point is, I was a Prince fan. I loved him. His music was awesome, okay? And it was such a difference to the shit that I was normally listening to in the Kingdom Hall. And we would have the Kingdom melodies in the house. But then you'd have Purple Rain, Purple Rain, Purple Rain. It was, it was awesome. And it made you think to yourself that if this tiny 4-foot man can get all these hot women, that surely there's hope for me. There was no hope for me. But surely there's hope for us if Prince can do it. He lives in this tiny place that no one lives in part of America, and that no one goes to, and yet he is one of the biggest international rock stars in history. And it gave us all hope, didn't it? But then what happened? What happened to Prince? Prince got sucked. He got sucked into the vortex that is Jehovah's Witnesses, and his lyrics became pasty and blasé and boring, and he started going to the meetings. And you thought to yourself, and there's seen pictures of him, pictures at the Kingdom Hall, and he's standing there, and he's sitting there rather at the assembly, and you're just thinking to yourself, I really hope that this is one of those James Brown moments. Do you know when James Brown does a concert, and he pretends to be sick, and, hang on, throw the computer over there. He pretends to be sick, and he's like, oh, I'm leaning down, and then people throw a cape over him, and then he's like, no, I'm going to stop. And it's a bit like the Hulkamania, you're going, yeah, and then he throws the cape off and he rocks some more. That's what I hoped. I hope the Jehovah's Witness experience was really just like an interlude between his ending rock out. It was not an interlude between his ending rock out. He actually stayed a Jehovah's Witness. What a tragedy. What a waste. And now the Jehovah's Witnesses are cashing into it, saying he found fulfillment in their religion. There is no fulfillment in the Jehovah's Witnesses. It is a completely arbitrary cult that tells you what to believe and does not accept any of your alternative opinions, okay? Prince was treated a little bit easier than most others because he's a multi-millionaire who gives millions to the society. And it's as simple as that. I mourn amazing movie star, an amazing rock star dying. He was probably one of the biggest names of music that, in my lifetime. But I don't mourn the Jehovah's Witness dying, because what the Jehovah's Witnesses did is took this like I said before, this perverted little funk butterfly. They cut his wings off and they left him, turned him back into a caterpillar. They turned him into a baby, and what a tragedy. What a tragedy. Prince, to die like that. It is just the worst thing for him. But never mind. We still have his memory. And you know what? Everyone in the years to come are going to look at him and they're going to go, Prince was brilliant. But you know what? His back catalogue's better than his later stuff. And why is that? Because you were Jehovah's Witness. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a good day.